Welcome back in live here from Dean Evans Stadium in Salina, Kansas, and we are ready to go here in the third place matchup. It is the Paola Panthers and the number one seeded McPherson Bullpups. McPherson just out of a dogfight, a literal dogfight with the Rock Creek Mustangs. What a thriller it was in the semifinal round with the Rock Creek Mustangs, the defending 4A state champions. They went into extra innings, and it was Rock Creek coming away victorious 3-1 in 8 innings. So that is why everything a little delayed, a little bit behind. But I'll tell you what, they sped things up in the middle, getting teams warmed up, and we are off and running here as first pitch is a matter of moments away. I'll get a starting lineup here for Paola, and we'll give the starting lineup for McPherson when they come up to bat here. It's the exact same as the, mostly the same as the game earlier today in the semifinal round against Fort Scott. J.D. Troutman at short. He will start it off and bat leadoff. Blake Coslow out in right field, and Hunter Lothan, he's back over at third. Jace Curley at second base, and Jasper Logan, he is the starting pitcher and will bat in this game as well, as it looks like in the lineup. Alexander Meinig out in center field. Roman Barnes, the catcher. Batting eighth, Mason Stein is the designated hitter for Reese Hauser. He'll be out in left field, and the first baseman, David Mercer. So that is the lineup that Coach Brummer is rolling out here in this third place game, Denny. And we talked about it when Paola dropped their game against Fort Scott. It's challenging when you lose in a game like that because you got to get your mind right to turn around and get ready to play in a third place game. For Paola, they've had hours now to set on that. For McPherson, the number one overall seed, favorites to win this tournament, they've had maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah, not only that, partner, but they expended a lot of energy in that Rock Creek game. I mean, that,
no doubt about it.
It went into extra innings, and it was a hard-fought battle all the way. So, yeah, their energy has been spent quite a bit, so we'll see if Paola can jump on that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can take advantage of it. Like you mentioned, Logan Bede, he will be the starting pitcher for McPherson. He was just on the bump at the very end of the game. I believe McPherson might have gone through 3 different arms in that extra innings game against Rock Creek, but he's going to try to get out there, get a good start under his belt, and help the Bullpups bring home at least a third-place finish in this tournament. Meanwhile, for Paola, they were in this spot a year ago. They faced the Cowboys of Abilene, and they lost in a high-scoring affair. I believe 10-9 was the final score in that one. So they'll be looking to put a win here and at least not leave this tournament empty-handed. I mean, everyone's going to be handed medals and everything, being part of the Final Four, but at least wanting to bring home a plaque that at least says third-place finish of this 2025 tournament. Again, for the batting order, Troutman, Coslow, Lothan, Curley, Logan, Meinig, Barnes, Stein, Mercer. That is the order for Coach Brummer and this Paola squad as they put a bow and hopefully a high good finish on this 2025 state tournament here from Dean Evans Stadium in Salina, Kansas.
Regardless, it's been a wonderful season.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Leading off the top of the first for Paola, the shortstop, number 4, J.D. Troutman.
So Troutman is going to step in here, takes that cool, calm, collected, deep breath. Stepping into the box. There we go. There he is.
Sorry about that, folks. Sleeping at the switch here.
First pitch to Troutman is just out of the zone. Now the thing for McPherson, the thing they got to at least be cautious of is that one is fouled away. Now 1 ball, 1 strike is that in that game against Rock Creek is that there were a lot of calls that might not have gone their way, especially when it came to the strike zone. So there's been a lot of these players. Granted, that was a different game, but there have been some warnings and stuff handed out. So everyone's got to stay cool, calm, collected, carry on through. Troutman pops out into the infield. 1 up, 1 down here. Start the Paola half the first.
The right fielder, number 19, Blake Coslow.
Now Coslow steps in, swings at the first pitch he's offered on a bounce. Stroughton from third will get it across the diamond in time. 2 outs now.
The third baseman, number 3, Hunter Logan.
Logan will step in now. He got the start at pitcher in the first game in the win over Clay Center. He started at third base in the loss against Fort Scott. This is where he is back in this game. Takes a first pitch strike. Next pitch just gets a piece of it, so Bede is now a strike away from getting out of getting into a 3-up, 3-down top of the first inning. As home plate umpire will walk the ball back to the mound. As that piece might have came back, it got a piece of Carter Allen, the catcher.
Looks like it got him on a part of the leg that's not protected.
That's what it appeared to be. Take some time, rub some dirt, rub some pellets on it, and ready to get back at it. B delivers his 0-2. Inside, just missing. Again, extra time being played out here.
That foul ball really hurt Allen. He's a tough kid, though.
And now I think we're going to see head coach Heath Gersher walk out, and he's going to bring Allen maybe a bottle of water. So you had mentioned it with the amount of energy that was dispersed during that extra innings game, and also with Allen, he got the start as pitcher, and he went over 100 pitches in the start. So
and then stayed in the game,
yeah.
And he ended up at catcher. So, yeah, he's expended some energy.
Caught about the final couple innings for McPherson, so he's been out there going through it. It's been a grueling gauntlet for him over the past few hours or so. Here's a grounder on the right side, picked up and tossed over to first in time. 3 up, 3 down, go to the Panthers in their half for the first. Bede goes scoreless, and we head to the bottom of the first, still looking for our first score here. Paola Baseball on Paola Sports Live.
Stupid Go Brawly internet.
Go Brawly allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit gobrawly.com to learn more.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Exactly the start for Logan Bede you'd imagine that he would want in the top of the first. 3 up, 3 down, and now we turn our attention for Paola going out into the field. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan here as we will go to Jasper Logan, who's had back-to-back starts over at first base, but he will now climb up on top of the mound and get the start here. He will face a order and a lineup for McPherson that was held to in the neighborhood. I believe only 4 hits in that game against Rock Creek. Runs were definitely at a premium in that game, that's for sure. Rock Creek wins that one 3-1, so the championship game is set after this one. Rock Creek, the 5 seed, against the Fort Scott Tigers, the 2 seed. Should be a thriller of a game, as should this one, as first pitch is fired and popped up and out of play it'll go.
Nice curveball there. Ooh, man. Just off the plate, I guess.
Yep, not too far. One ball, two strike. Leadoff hitters the Brody Seidel out in center field. And swing and a miss. That one came inside and had him fooled. So first batter for Jasper Logan. He picks up his first strikeout.
Yeah, he sailed that in under his hands.
So Allen will now step in. That last pitch again just missing from Jasper Logan. Ball one. Numbers for Jasper Logan this year. The season ERA 3.88, 40 strikeouts, third most on the team. 17 total earned runs allowed as this one goes behind the back. That last pitch just getting away from him a little bit.
Like a breaking pitch.
Yep. So no harm or anything intended there on that last pitch.
No.
Set delivers 2-1, and again, another one that just gets away. So back-to-back pitches now to Carter Allen, the catcher for the Bullpups, that go high and way out of his way. Not even really coming close to even hitting him, for even entertaining the idea of maybe thinking that something intentional might be happening here. Just back-to-back breaking pitches that get away, trying to get it right. He speeds him up and pops it up out into the outfield. It is Koslow out and right that calls everybody off, and he brings it in for out number two. You know, when in doubt, the breaking pitch, when it's not working, you can't get the grip on, just go with the old heater. Get it right down the pipe and get things settled. Exactly what Jasper Logan did there to fly out to right field.
Yeah,
Blake Koslow.
Give him a rosin bag now. That'll help with that grip.
Keen eye from the home plate umpire that notices, hey, before one of those does come and hit somebody or whatever, just to make sure everybody's all good, everyone stays civil. Let's get a rosin bag out to the young man. Towering presence of Jasper Logan. Hey, he got it right that time.
Yep.
Big curve to Brock Richardson. Richardson was a big part. It went to the bottom of the sixth. The game against Rock Creek a few moments ago where it was no score. And he actually put a bunt down with runners in scoring position that got the run in to score, and he was safe at first base, too. They actually called it, if I remember correctly, Denny, correct me if I'm wrong, They called it an error. It was the third baseman for Rock Creek, 2 outs in the inning. Picked it up barehanded. Bunt was put down the third base line, threw it across, and it was at the first baseman and went off his glove and into foul ground. It was a tough play to make. It was not a routine play by any means, but since it went in and out of the glove of the first baseman, he got tagged with the error. Brock Richardson, everybody expected him. He was going to be swinging away. He did what nobody was quite expecting and put the bunt down and was able to get that run in to score. Rock Creek would then tie it in the top of the seventh with another bang-bang play close to home, and then we went into extra innings, and it was a two-spot put up in the top of the eighth, and Mustangs never looked back. They're stampeding on to the state championship. Nice bottom of the first here for Jasper Logan. Gets Brock Richardson to go around on that strikeout. One in the book. 0-0 score between Paola and McPherson.
Looking for a taste of home-cooked goodness and a welcoming hometown atmosphere? Look no further than Circle C Cafe in Paola. Indulge in mouth-watering breakfast that'll jumpstart your day, or savor the hearty lunches with farm-fresh ingredients that'll make your taste buds dance. Circle C Cafe, where delicious food and friendly faces come together. Stop in and see them at 1305 Baptiste in Paola. Circle C Cafe, hometown flavors, hometown pride. Find them at facebook.com/Circle C Cafe.
The Fun 99 menu, always $1.99 each. A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Did you know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. The all-new Sonic Smasher. Live free, eat Sonic.
Nothing like a little bit of Taylor Swift in between half innings.
Is that who that was?
That's who that was, yep.
Well, you can tell my age.
I can only tell you because I'm married to a Swiftie.
Oh,
Here
there
it
you
alone.
go.
No score after 1 inning here between the Bullpups and the Panthers. Top of the second inning, and Bede starts Chase Curley out with the first pitch strike. Paola looking to bounce back. They dropped their semifinal matchup to Fort Scott at a final score of 4-2. There was another one where Fort Scott got on the board early, bottom of the first, RBI single for Lennox Van. Then we were scoreless till the top of the fifth, where Paola was able to cash in on a two-base error that allowed a runner go into scoring position and a sac bunt and a sacrifice fly later, able to bring him in to score, tied the game. And then in the bottom of the fifth, runners on the corner for the Tigers. They were able to get one run in on a sac fly as Chase Curley gets caught looking there. He's rung up on strikes. And then it was a two-run home run over the right field wall from Lennox Van. A three spot in the bottom of the fifth. Paola would get one more in the top of the sixth, and then that was all she wrote in that one. So now looking to bounce back and hand these top-seeded Bullpups back-to-back losses to wrap up their stint here at this 4A state baseball tournament. It would be quite a feat. One gets popped up, fouled away for Jasper Logan, our starting pitcher. Second team in the Frontier League McPherson has faced in this tournament. They opened up in the quarterfinals with a matchup against Tonganoxie. And the Chieftains, the loss, I believe the final on that one was 3-1 or 4-1. The two. So far in this tournament, nobody, and still true after, as that one goes off the top of the foot, so extra time for Logan to try to walk that one off. But with that 3-1 win from Rock Creek, Denny, nobody in this tournament has yet to score more than 4 runs.
Yeah, no, that's been pretty amazing. Well, that's a testament to the pitching you're seeing.
And that was one of the big storylines around this 4A tournament in particular, with everybody 1 through 8. Every single team had one dominant ace or 2 or 3 of them of really solid arms, and that pitching could really be on full display. And that's exactly what it's been this entire tournament. It has not disappointed. 1-2 popped up. That's going to stay in the infield. Richardson out into shallow left will claim it. 2 out. And any high fly balls like that are not going to be easy. It's been sunny all day long.
Yeah, that's a high sky.
Not a single cloud in the sky to speak of right now, as we're starting to get to that golden amber hour, the golden hour as you might call it. We are just past 4:30 in the afternoon.
Had a gorgeous day for baseball.
Yes, it's been the whole week.
Yeah, it has.
Thankfully, Mother Nature decided all the rain here in the area was supposed to come earlier in the week, so by the time teams and fans and broadcasters alike were all rolling into town Thursday morning or Wednesday night, if they made the trip down early, that the rain was gone, and obviously with the turf field here, drainage system is good, so play is rolled along. And we've had some beautiful weather to do it today.
Yeah, no question.
Probably today is touched into the high 70s, possibly low 80s. Yesterday was around the mid 60s.
Yeah, right now it's 77 degrees and like an 8-mile-an-hour breeze out of the north, which is keeping it cool. Nice.
Another 1-2, chop, 2 bounce, 3 bounce. Going to be tough, and he'll just put it in his back pocket.
Yep.
So Stroughton did everything he could charging in. And that was just a soft tapper as he gets down for Xander Meinig. He's over at first base.
Infield hit.
The catcher, number 11, Roman Barnes.
Even as Stratham fields that, I don't think you would have had any shot to really make a throw. And if he did, then you're risking the chance of a throwing error and letting Meinig advance up another base or 2. So.
Yeah, he made the right choice there.
Runner aboard here for the Panthers. Meinig's going to go. Here's the throw from
Yeah,
Allen.
he's
It's
gonna get there
offline
easily.
and diving out Richardson to his right. Our left looking at it. Had to dive out and keep that from going out into center field. So a stolen base for the X-Man, Xander Meinig.
Scoring position now with 2 outs. See if Roman can find a hole here.
That last infield hit for Meinig, the Panthers already have half the amount of hits they had in the 4-2 loss against Fort Scott. They held for just 2 hits.
Yeah, it was pitcher's duel, no question.
You can almost say that of just about every game so far this tournament. None more truer than the game before with McPherson and Rock Creek. 2-0 pitch downstairs, 3 balls, no strikes. As now Bede will take some extra time to walk off the mound, and perhaps maybe some frustration, or he was shaking his right hand, so maybe some kind of stinger or something, trying to get some feeling back one way or the other. Dab the fingers up from the rosin bag, ready to deliver again on a 3-0. We'll see if Barnes, the senior catcher, will be taking here. Righty versus lefty. Meinig dancing around over at second. Here's the pitch. That's ball 4, 4-pitch walk. So business early here for the Panthers, who the big storyline for them, the majority of this postseason in general, not just at this tournament, but through regionals as well, has been leaving runners stranded on base.
Yeah, that's been a big problem.
As courtesy run will come in. Gannon Miller will take over at first base. Mason Stein, the DH, will dig in now.
Got to get that timely hit.
And between the 2 games here at Dean Evans and then the 2 games in regionals that were hosted at Paola, the Panthers have stranded nearly 30 runners across 4 games.
That's a lot.
2 aboard here in the top of the second. And a first pitch strike to Mason Stein. Which more often than not would usually, to become a state champion, it comes down to outside of fundamentals and stuff, but it's good pitching and timely hitting.
Yeah.
And
strong defense.
The 2 teams competing for the title, Fort Scott and Rock Creek, do the best in the state of doing it. Stein finished on an 0-for-2 day with a strikeout against Fort Scott. Can come through big for the team here, get the Panthers on the board early. A lot of zeros on that scoreboard. The only exception is the 1 in the hit column belonging to Paola on that infield hit from Xander Meinig over at second base. B delivers, jammed, a little flare, and it'll drop fair, and Razik will let it roll foul. Heads up play there even. If he wanted to come in and take that, he could have very easily. It just applied the tag to Stein. But instead, we'll let it roll foul. 0-2 count, 2 outs. We'll let the pitcher Bede figure out how he wants to try to put an end to this top of the second. Panthers trying to rally. Here's the 0-2. It comes in and hits him.
Bases are loaded.
So now if you're McPherson and Razik over at first, that might be thinking after that last pitch, you might have been better off of maybe going up to field that and have it be the 3rd and final out. But instead, bases will be loaded. David Mercer in the 9th spot will step in. And right out of the gates here in the 3rd place game, we already have given the number of the base runners left stranded for the Panthers. So they got the bases loaded here, and Mercer swings and misses at the first pitch he sees from Bede.
Like he might have helped Bede out a little bit there. I think that was a little low.
Logan Bede, that season ERA at 2.04, with 38 strikeouts collected. 1 fouled back to the net.
Got him down 0-2. Got to protect here.
Bede last pitched in the region championship win 3-1 against Circle. He collected 8 strikeouts, no walks. Another one gets fouled away.
Fought off a good pitch there.
Just 5 hits in that region championship win against Circle as well. As Troutman made a best effort to try to track down that baseball, and it didn't quite work out. Put back up the middle. That's going to get down into the center, and it's going to play at least one. Here comes two. Meiningen to score, as is Gannon Miller.
Big
Nicely
hit.
done there for David Mercer in the 9 spot. Comes up with 2 runs on 1 swing.
Big hit by Mercer there. Nicely done, young man.
So putting the woes of struggles with runners in scoring position and runners on base in general to the side is David Mercer. Sends it back to the top of the order for J.D. Troutman. 2 still on for Paola. Go to second, and they got him. So Stein drifted just far enough from the bag at second. A good move from Bede to throw to Richardson was in time. So Paola will just settle for the 2 runs here in the top of the second. They'll take them nonetheless. 2 runs on 2 hits already here for the Panthers. Early with the lead after an inning and a half.
Live remarkably at Colonial Oaks Spring Hill. The caring, loving, and qualified staff of professionals at Colonial Oaks offers your loved ones the care they need with the compassion they deserve. With a wide range of services, Colonial Oaks can meet a variety of needs, including with their Rhythm of the Day Memory Care program or on-site therapy with Empower Me Wellness. Residents enjoy 3 delicious restaurant-style meals daily, all with the support of the Colonial Oaks team. Learn more at colonialoaks.com. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Good news for Jasper Logan as he gets ready for his second inning of work. You're working with a 2-0 lead, as well as Paola looking to hold on, build on this lead, and these top-seeded McPherson Bullpups back-to-back losses to cap off this state tournament. Again, thank you guys for joining us all week long here. It feels like it's been a week, but it's only really been a little over 24 hours since you and I have been here, and we've been up in this press box. But nonetheless, we thank you guys so much as we officially put a cap on the 2024-25 school year across all of our channels in Varsity Sports Live, including right here on Paola Sports Live. And broadcasting live here at Dean Evans Stadium in Salina, Kansas. I'm sure everyone hears that name thrown around a lot of Dean Evans and Dean Evans Stadium. Dean Evans getting this stadium here named after him because he's well known throughout Salina for his philanthropy help in making Salina a better place to live. This one's put down. Logan, nice play.
Got him.
Got him out at first. Nicely done there for Jasper Logan. Dean Evans had a commitment in helping Salina's youth and his support for youth baseball in particular. It made Salina a great place to play balls. So when they built this stadium here, they thought no one else to name it after. So just a little bit of a nugget. Because I know I came in here this year and how many times I have said and thought about Dean Evans Stadium, but never all too much about maybe the name behind it. So now you know.
The rest of the story.
Now you know the rest of it. Yep. And that's just a quick capstone that I gave everybody for the sake of the broadcast here, but you can go to learn a lot more about him if you want to. This one's going to get by the diving glove of Troutman. It's a 1-out knock. So on the 2-0 count, got something he liked. Bennington put it in play, and that roller was just fast enough to get by Troutman. Even still, would have been a tough play to make over at first. We saw J.D. make a diving attempt at one of those against Fort Scott, and he dove out and landed kind of awkwardly on his side and his shoulder, and he was a little shaken up. But you always initially worry on those kind of plays of shoulder separation as that another one gets away from Jasper Logan. It's an easy advance up to second for Bennington as he advances 90 feet. And thankfully for JD, he was okay. And even if he's not 100%, he's not going to get taken out of any ball game here at this level, at this point in the season. And Barnes again will go out and talk with Logan. That is now, I believe, the third time that there's been a pitch that has gotten way away. The first two came with nobody aboard, but this one did, so it allowed Bennington to advance up those extra 90 feet and puts that run in scoring position, at least to cut the deficit in half. Barnett looking to do that here.
Yeah, that advance will go on a wild pitch. Goes back to the heater.
Again, when in doubt, and the breaking pitch isn't working and going awry, the old heater goes with it again. This one skips, and it's going to go ricochet off the glove of Barnes. A late go to third. Here's the throw. He's going to slide in safely as Bennington. That was a late jump initially. Thought it was going to be an easy advance up to third. He still went safely, but by the time that Barnes was able to collect, he had a really good chance to make a throw and make something happen. But thankfully for Bennington, he is in there safely. It is now 3-0 to count to Barnett, the batter, and starting out in right field. It's a 4-pitch walk now.
Yeah, Roman had his back to the runner and didn't see him break. Made it a little more difficult.
I think then the same can be said for Bankston when maybe he might not have seen initially where exactly that ball had went. 'Cause he did. He kind of waited just a tick longer to where by the time Barnes has picked it up, thought might be able to make that throw. But now in the corners here, tying run is on. Go-ahead run at the plate early for McPherson. And Doyle starting left fielder.
Panthers would welcome a double play here. Looks like he's squaring to bunt, but I'm not sure he's going to do that.
The infield creeps in, and Logan will step off the rubber. You saw him immediately, as soon as he turned the head of the bat around, Lothan was starting to creep in. Doesn't show bunt this time, and stealing second is Barnett. That ball squeezed out of the glove of Barnes.
A base hit can tie this game. Taking a long look down at third, see if they have something on here. That last game, we saw an attempted suicide squeeze and two safety squeezes.
It did. This one swung on and fouled away. It was Rock Creek that pulled out the suicide squeeze. That was late in the game when the game was tied, or we were trying to hurry up and take the lead. They got a hit not too long after that played it a run. Man, both McPherson and for Rock Creek, they were doing just about any trick in the book they could to get a run across, as Logan really having a hard time trying to find that zone and get his command under control.
Yeah, he's really struggling with that breaking pitch. Just doesn't look like he has a good grip.
And if it continues, it could urge Coach Brummer to make a potential pitching change a little sooner. This one off the inside part of the bat. Throw's going to come home, and it is in.
That's not a force play. You got to tag him.
Yeah. So that run does come in to score. It's now 2-1. Paola still with the lead. Two runners still aboard here, and nobody out. So
yeah, there's one out.
Just one.
Yeah, but in that situation there, you want to get the out at first base. Because a ball hit to the right side like that, and if it's not a force where the tag's got to be applied, you want to make sure you get it out.
Barnett not advancing. He's still at second. Doyle now over to first on what will be shown down as a fielder's choice, but safe nonetheless. Bringing that runner in to score. First of the game for McPherson, now 2-1. 1-0 is upstairs. Now 2 balls, no strikes. And at the added benefit with this, I mean, this is it. This is the ultimate end. So for all these players out here, particularly the seniors, there is no tomorrow. There's no need to kind of worry about trying to save an arm for later, or don't leave a guy in there too long or bring him out too early. You don't necessarily have to worry about that too much. The second for 1, they're not going to make a throw over to first, so Hugger will be safe there. Barnett will advance up to third as Doyle is cut down at second. 2 out now here in the bottom of the second, 2-1 ball game. Paola still with the lead over McPherson.
Third baseman, number 1, Case Strathman.
Quite a number of these young men are going to go on and play at the next level.
Yes, quite a few, especially for Paola. Can list many of them. I'll be playing JUCO ball within the Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference. I'm going to Fort Scott, Neosho, listed in there too. There might be someone going to KCK, if I remember right. Said the 5 seniors going on to play. Troutman and Logan to Fort Scott. Meinig and Mercer will go play at Highland, and Hunter Lothan will be the lone Panther at Neosho County. Of this tournament, Lennox Van, he will play at Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Class 4A baseball, it is pretty rich for the KJCCC as far as a pipeline of talent to
no question
fund their teams. Between KCK, Highland, Johnson County Community College, the other local team in that conference. Fort Scott, already mentioned. 2-0 count. Logan delivers, swung on, and another one fouled away here for Stratham. Batting 9th in this order, starting at third base. Signs being given by the third base coach. Again, 2 runners aboard here. See if they want to do anything extravagant. 2-1 count, 2 out. Logan's next pitch low again, and Hugger will just go ahead and take second base. One more.
Indifference.
I don't even want to call that a stolen base. That's a defensive indifference.
Well, you don't want to get caught in a deal where you throw the ball to second and you get the runner in a rundown, and then
which we've seen many times.
Yeah, it's happened. We saw it pulled off successfully 3 times in this tournament.
Now the one that comes inside, so the bases are going to be loaded as we go back to the top of the order.
Yeah, you really wanted to make it happen with the number 9 hitter, but you got to force anywhere, so.
And just 1 out to get out of the inning. If you can close the cap on this, head to the third, and still maintain your 1-run lead, you're going to feel mighty good about yourselves.
Yes.
Brody Seidel trying to change that. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging early in the game. 7th batter to the dish here for McPherson. Righty versus lefty. Seidel getting right up over home plate. Stands close into that box, as do a lot of these McPherson hitters. First pitch, outside part of the zone, called strike getting. That was something you caught on as we were watching the McPherson Rock Creek game. That a lot of these Bullpups will get into the box and crowd home plate.
Yeah, well, look where his toes are. It's almost on the inside line of the batter's box.
Interesting detail. Obviously, this something that, with how many, the volume amount of players that are doing it, is something that it's got to be coached within.
Oh yeah.
in their system.
It must be a new hitting technique that I'm not aware of.
2-1 laid off again, 3-1. So
No
now
place to
Jasper
put him.
Logan in danger with the 3-1 count, potentially walking in the tying run. But also not wanting to give Seidel a cookie to put out to the outfield and plate 2. Trying to work out of it. 3-1 on the way. Swung on, and that is going to get by Curley over there at second. Base hit, and McPherson has tied and now has taken the lead. So a 2-run single for Brody Seidel. Stratham will advance from first to third.
Heads up base run in there by McPherson.
Timely hitting there for the senior Brody Seidel. He puts McPherson in front, 3-2. Did not trail for very long in this one.
That's why you want to get that number 9 hitter if you can.
So first inning, both pitchers letting their presence be known. Then second inning, you could say it's belonged to timely hitting.
Yeah.
First pitch to Allen, and again, Seidel will advance up to second base. Barnes goes without a throw. Bullpups have been active on the base paths earlier, close to batting around.
Puts 2 in scoring position, too.
0-1 to Allen. He pulls that into left, and it can plate 2 more. Given the green light, Stratham in easily, and Seidel will come in, and he scores. And now Allen trying to go up to second base on the throw, and he's in there safely. So it goes as a 2-run single, and then advancing up to second on the throw in. And it is a crooked number in the bottom of the second for McPherson. Courtesy runner coming in for the catcher, Allen. It is 5-2 now the ball game.
All this with 2 outs, partner.
Yes. And Richardson is the 9th batter to come up for McPherson. Coach out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout for Paola. Arm was out into the bullpen warming up, and now looks like he is coming out of the gate and into the ball game. So day on the mound, at least for Jasper Logan, is over. I imagine he will make the shift over to first base and stay in the ball game, unless they decide to put him somewhere else. We'll try to get a glimpse of who this is coming out of the bullpen right now. Get a number and a name for you folks at home. Again, imagine Jasper Logan, his day on the mound is over, but I imagine he's still going to stay in this order. And it'll be, that is number 9, it's Mason Stein that is going to take over on the bump. Got some warm-up pitches into the bullpen. He'll come out here onto the mound and get a few more warm-up pitches in. So we'll step aside here for a brief moment. Paola State Baseball on Paola Sports Live.
Happy birthday! Thank you.
Watch this. Call your dad from that phone.
So you pay for a phone line just to laugh at kids?
No, my internet company makes me pay for the phone. Might as well get something out of it.
That internet?
No bundling required. Visit GoBrawly.com to learn more.
Struggling at school? Feeling like no one understands you? The stress and worry of growing up and life in general can truly feel overwhelming. You might feel like you can't or don't want to talk to your parents or friends. That's when you need an ally. The team at Allies Therapeutic Services is uniquely qualified to provide the support, guidance, and treatment for children and teens. With a wide range of therapies to meet you where you are. Everyone needs an ally. Learn more at alliestherapy.com.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
Again, a runner still in scoring position at second base, and Carter Allen, who just got a 2-run single, back-to-back 2-run singles for McPherson. Allen advancing into second base on the throw and in the infield. 5 runs here in the bottom of the second, all with 2 outs, like you mentioned, Denny, before we stepped aside. Jasper Logan, as mentioned, off the mound. He will take back over at first base. Mason Stein will come on in relief. Roman Barnes, the catcher, having one final word with him before we get going. Brock Richardson, the 9th batter, coming to the plate for McPherson. Logan's day ends 11 batters faced. 43 total pitches for him in inning and 2/3, 5 runs allowed, and 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts.
I believe they were all earned, too.
2 wild pitches as well. So Stein trying to stop the bleeding, keep the damage. It's just 5 here. Brock Richardson looking to keep the line moving for McPherson. And first pitch is low and away, ball 1. So with Logan back over at first, that means for David Mercer, as of right now, he is hanging out in the dugout. Not expected to, I guess he can possibly, or did he go out into left field? He did go out into left field.
I think he did.
That is what I expected. I just did not catch anybody going out into the outfield. And it was hard to tell because reading numbers from the outfield can be a little difficult. So Ryan Hauser was playing out in left field, but with the change, now Mercer will head out into left. That's been what the Panthers have been doing the entirety of this tournament whenever they make their pitching changes and have position players kind of shuffle around a little bit. Like I proposed a question to you because you know in softball you can have somebody substituted out and then you can put them back in. It's a lot more versatile moving players around. I'll be curious if one day if that kind of format of styling of rules ever makes its way to this sport of baseball. As this is stung out, that's going to get into the gap and going to go all the way to the wall. Brock Richardson, as the Bullpups will officially bat around, and he will pull in with a 1-run double. Quite the 6-run, 2-out rally here for the Bullpups, taking out some frustrations perhaps here on the Panthers. Seeing their quest for their 3rd state championship in the last 4 years, halted short by the defending champions in Rock Creek, and they have erupted here in the bottom of the second. And that, Denny, to my knowledge, that's really the first true gapper that we have seen.
Yeah.
Aside from the home runs and the walk-off double.
Right.
I mean, that is one that was truly stung into the gap and was able to split 2 defenders in the outfield and roll all the way to the wall.
That walk-off by J.D. was spanked.
Yes, it was. Fouled off away and almost taken out. McPherson, their base coach. Looks spry over there, Coach.
Yeah, he did a good job there.
Little pirouette there at the end. Avoid taking that off the shin.
Yeah, you don't want to wear that one.
No, you don't. Stein trying to cap this inning off. 0-2 count. Couple looks at Richardson at second. Now delivers. So he's upstairs on the curveball. Razak started the offense here in the bottom of the second. Bullpups again had batted around. He put a bunt down that was out. And he gets the swing and miss strikeout here. The damage already done here by McPherson. 6 runs here in the bottom of the second. And after 2, it's McPherson with a 4-run lead.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. The first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
First Auction Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
How much a half inning can change some things. When Logan Bede last stepped off the mound, he saw his team down 2-0. As Paola was able to score with 2 outs in the top of the second. Then we go to the bottom part, 2 outs. McPherson then erupted for the 6th spot with 10 batters coming to the plate. And now Bede out here to start the third and probably feeling a lot different than he did last time he was walking off the bump. Now working with a 4-run lead.
The Panthers don't need to get them all back this inning, but they need to start chipping away.
Just to get one across, you're going to feel really good about that. Back to the top with J.D. Troutman.
Yeah, he's down 0-2 in the count, too.
So he was up to bat back in the second, but was ended when Mason Stein was picked off over at second. And swing at that one, and it goes foul. But he didn't even get a chance to see another pitch from Bede that inning. He threw right over to the back at second, so it's not like it came in a situation where he was in a count where it was 2-2 or something like that, and then you kind of get a clean slate. Not one of those scenarios, but 1-2 now in play to Richardson at short. So both outs so far for J.D. Troutman have been courtesy or putouts from Brock Richardson at short.
J.D. hustled down the line, though. I'd like to see that.
He says he models his game and his character a lot off of Bobby Wood Jr., and we know Bobby is one of the fastest in the league, and you're never going to see him having a slow jog up to first base on a ground out. Same can be said for J.D. First pitch strike here to Blake Koslow.
Nice curveball there.
0-1, ground out. 0-2 now. Bede had him fooled on that last breaking pitch. Looking for a 3-pitch strikeout. Here's the pitch. Grounded instead. Stratham will take it over at third. Throw across in time, right on the line. 2 up, 2 down so far for Paola.
Third baseman Hunter Logan.
I'm fairly impressed with Stratham and his accuracy with throwing across the diamond on a line. Usually does a pretty good job.
It's a really strong arm. What you need if you're going to be playing the hot corner.
Now Hunter Logan pops up, and that is gonna get out. It just scraped down. It stayed on the other side of the netting, but as soon as that ball hits net, it is ruled a dead and foul ball. Allen followed it the entire way through the catcher's mask off and all, but ends up just foul. 0-1 to Logan. Wait for the next pitch from Bede, creeping up on 40 on the day. Umpire tracks that loose ball down. He says, I got it, puts it in his pocket sling. belt canopy, if you will. I don't know what the official terminology is for it. 0-2 from Bede, and Lothan again fouls it away.
Yeah, Lothan was reaching for that.
Lothan finishing 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts against Fort Scott. He's fouled off 4 straight in this at-bat. Panthers struck out 6 times in the game against Fort Scott. JD twice, Lothan twice, and 1 for Jace Curley and Mason Stein. Count is now 1-2. Lothan laying off that last pitch as Bede couldn't get him to chase. Another pitch on the way, and another one that's fouled off. So love to see the battle. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Got into a quick 2-strike count. He just continues to protect. And another one fouled. Can't tell if that one came back and got a piece of him or if it just went straight off the turf. And now the home plate umpire is going to ask for a replenishment of some baseballs from that McPherson dugout. And he gets it and throws one out to Bede himself.
Lothan having a good at bat here. Usually when you see that many pitches, odds switch to the hitter's favor.
This is the 8th pitch at the at-bat coming in here. 1-2 count. Bede trying to put him away. Lothan trying to get a hit. He would earn it if he gets it. And he pops it up. Out into shallow left. Richardson calling for it and out of his glove.
Dropped it. That's a much easier play for the center fielder.
Yep.
But good for the Panthers.
His E6 is flashed up onto the scoreboard. No surprise. So now if you're Paola, again, you don't need all those runs you just gave up in the bottom of the second. But if you can find a way to make that error hurt, get that run across, that would be pretty big moving forward.
It would.
Someone pretty sound with the mitt and the leather, and Brock Richardson too. You don't see him make too many mistakes and errors like that.
He's going to have another chance.
Jace Curley pops it up, and he does go out into shallow center nearly, and he does make up for it. Like as you said, Denny, another runner stranded here for the Panthers. 6-2 remains our score. McPherson with the lead.
At Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Stoes with Paola Vet Clinic. We'd like to thank you for trusting us with the care of your pets and large animals. At Paola Vet Clinic, we're proud to be your hometown veterinarians who know and care about your family. We provide cutting-edge diagnostic services, digital radiology, ultrasound, and in-house same-day blood work, chiropractic, and reproductive services. Come in and see us at our new location here in Paola in the Industrial Park with indoor cattle and equine facilities complete with a hydraulic tip chute. With a team of 11 veterinarians, our commitment to this community makes Paola Vet Clinic the vets you can trust.
Always have good memories and a great experience with the fine folks over at Paola Vet Clinic. Took really great care of our family dog we have back at home for my wife and I. Fantastic crew out there. So if your pet is due for any follow-up with shots or whatever, go ahead and make your appointment with Dr. Stowe and his fine team here today. 2.5 in the books here, third place game of the 4A State Baseball Championship, and it is currently 6-2 in favor of McPherson. All of our runs have come courtesy solely in the second inning. McPherson coming off with the hot bats, had 10 batters come to the plate. Last time up, part of those 6 runs coming in. Carter Begston will step in here now, 1 for 1, had a single. Tyson Stein still out there and pitching, and he will kick some rubber pellets off that mound, trying to get some out of the way for some better footing as that last pitch went awry. One-0, solid leadoff single up the middle. Meinig fields it. Oh, here's a throw to first, but he's safe.
Well, what a try.
Meinig charged on that hard and unleashed a missile over there to first to Jasper Logan.
He just barely got there.
Man. I thought I might be coming close to putting in the old 8-3 putout. But instead, it still holds true as a leadoff single. But, man, X-Man out there showing off the cannon.
He did. The ball was hit really hard, too. So it got to him in a hurry. Oh, my goodness.
Third wild pitch in the game for Paola. The first for Stein. Easy advance up to second base. And the last thing that you wanted to do coming into this game, regardless if you're facing McPherson or Rock Creek, is you didn't want to make little mistakes like that to help the opposition. Now, especially since you're facing McPherson, the top seed, you don't want to help out the Bullpups. So this one will go to Curley. He'll take the out over at first.
Runner at third with one out. He did his job. He moved the runner.
Works pretty much as well as a sac bunt. He's met with a...
If you can't get a sac bunt down, a ground ball to the right side is the next best thing.
Doyle in. He grounded to a fielder's choice his last at bat. RBI and run number 7, just 90 feet away for him.
Roman's getting a workout there at the backstop. Did a good job of keeping that ball from going to the backstop.
Command has been an early issue here for this Paola pitching staff. Next pitch, show bunt, pulls away, and again, Barnes able to keep it in front of him. Comes back to his base, throws it back to the mound. And low and away. It seems to be the common spot, and it could, I don't know if it is something either mechanically done here or it's just the way it's been going. But Logan,
the release point's not right.
When Jasper was starting out, he was missing low and away. Now Stein's been missing low and away. 3 straight balls to this at bat. Fires another one. Still too far downstairs, so a 4-pitch walk. Again, on the corners for McPherson. Many times in that 6-run second that they were able to go and steal second base. Honestly, it would not surprise me if Doyle would elect to try to go for second base again here. See if he can, again, either advance on a stolen base or a defensive indifference, or if Paola tries to throw over and give Bennington a chance to try to come and score. Stays put, but another one that is low and away that Barnes had to move in front of to keep from going to the backstop. Saving a run. Definitely some conversing happening in that Paola dugout amongst the coaching and the coaching staff of what has been happening here so far. This one just below the knees. 6 straight balls thrown here for Stein. Another one gets away. That'll just allow Doyle to advance to second. Bankston will stay tight over at third. just continuing to struggle, and Barnes will come out and talk with this pitcher one-on-one, some extended time up on the bump. They continue to kind of clear away the rubber pellets from the mound. Now, in between each game, they do kind of have a grounds crew here that will come out. They'd have kind of those big, like Home Depot paint bucket looking type things, and they're filled with those black pellets, and they go out, obviously, to the mound around all the bases and home plate to make sure it doesn't get too worn. But maybe for the liking of Stein, he says that they put a little too much pellets right where his foot is planting. Now he gets the called strike. So that's the last thing you want, is to pitch on a surface you're not
comfortable,
100% comfortable with. Yeah. To get off balance and kind of fall or roll an ankle or anything like that. Another pitch going crazy.
He's throwing his mechanics off somehow.
It is. It has been with him, and
it
was evident with Jasper Logan as well. I mean, I don't think it is necessarily just an isolated event, and now we're going to have a coach for Paola walking out again. He will go to talk with Stein. So interesting development, something to keep an eye on as we continue to roll along. Paola so far 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. McPherson 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 1 out. Bases will now be loaded. Bingston at 3rd, Doyle up to 2nd, and Huggard over to 1st on the 5-pitch walk. Conference at the infielders, the outfield also getting together, taking a knee together. It's been a long day. It's been a really grueling week stretch for all teams involved here, but trying to fight the gauntlet of getting through regionals and then getting prepped, driving down here from Paola, I would have to guess, by a bus here to Salina. Pretty going to be coming up close on about 3 hours.
Yeah, 2.5,
safe
3
to
hours,
say.
yeah. They're going to allow him. Did they make the change?
Yeah, so change has been made. Jace Curley will now take over pitching responsibilities. It looks like that will happen, and that infield, it looks like it's going to shuffle around again. We'll know exactly what happens when these teams disperse, but Troutman, imagine he'll stay. I think this is going to be probably the simplest change of just having Curley and Stein flip. So Stein will now take over at second base. Curley, obviously now the pitcher. But I'm assuming, and we know what happens when you assume, so I'm going to wait until everybody disperses and see where everybody goes. But we know one thing, that Jace Curley is now the new pitcher. That'll go the distance in the foreseeable part of this ball game right now. Numbers for him this year: 2.83 ERA, 22 strikeouts, 12 walks, 9 total earned runs allowed, 17 runs allowed, only 9 of them being earned.
In a pickle here.
Yeah. So there you go.
You got it right, partner.
You did get it right.
Big hole at shortstop.
First pitch from Curley is swung on and missed for by Stratham.
Batting for McPherson is the third baseman, Jay Stratham.
And a big swing here from Stratham. It can really be the big blow, the final nail in the coffin, the dagger, however you like to say it. But for Curley and the Panthers, trying to settle in here and just keep this game still really within reach with that 4 runs.
Yeah, let's roll 2 and get out of this mess.
0-2. Grounded, and that's going to get through. And again, 1 run will come in, and stop sign is put up, so everybody will go station to station, up 90 feet. And it is now 7-2. McPherson continues to build on their lead.
The center fielder, Brody Seidel.
Seidel got a hit his last time, I believe.
He did. And a big single up the middle. Brought in 2 runners to score. He's also had a strikeout this game. Since Paola went up 2-0, McPherson has rattled off 7 unanswered runs. And still some ball game left to try to make something happen, but
need to stop the bleeding.
Do. Line foul, that'll get out of play up over the concourse. Both for the players for Fort Scott and Rock Creek just continue to wait along patiently, waiting for their clash in the championship game. Rock Creek on the verge, trying to win this game, the next game, and be back-to-back state champions. Meanwhile, for Fort Scott, they'll be looking for their first ever state championship. Should be a good game. Here's the 1-2. And I should let everyone know, if you are wanting to watch that state championship game, I believe for Fort Scott, their crew will be here. You can search them on YouTube at Duckbait TV. They have had a busy week here in Salina. So that just popped up. How Lothan will run for it, but it'll get out of play. For Fort Scott and McPherson, they both are one of the few schools that had both their baseball and softball teams qualify for state. So for the crew, for Fort Scott and Duckbait TV, they've been running back and forth between here and Salina Central High School covering state softball as the throw will come home, and that is good enough for the force. Goes in the book there for fielder's choice. Bases will still be loaded for Carter Allen. So it was Seidel that had the 2 RBI hit. It was then later followed by Carter Allen, who had a 2 RBI double out into left fielder. It was a single, and then advancing to second on the throw. Back in that 6-run second. Can continue to further the damage with another big swing here. Curley's 1-0 is swung on and now will get out of play foul. I think you can kind of tell it's been a long few days and tournament for the players and the coaches and for the fans too. I feel like we've had some really rowdy crowds. It's been a little silent here today as that goes out into the outfield again. Meinig fields it, and that'll bring 2 more in to score for McPherson. It is now 9-2. Bullpups continue to pile on. Richardson will come to the plate again. Runners at the corners. Making now 9 unanswered runs here for the Bullpups. Nice, definitely venting, taking out some frustrations, if you will. Curveball, called strike, and up to second is Allen on the indifference.
Allen was pinch run for.
Pinch run for, thank you.
I didn't catch the number, though, partner.
Swings and just got a piece, but it goes for a strike. It is Becker, number 22, the pinch runner for Allen. Over that second, this one skips, and Barnes keeps it in front of him. 2 balls, 1 strike. for Curley, he is the third pitcher put to use in this game for Paola. Started with Jasper Logan, and then change was made for Mason Stein, and now we're here with Jace Curley as that goes foul at the third base line. So for Curley, is strike away, out away from keeping the damage to just 3 here in the bottom of the third. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs.
And 2 on.
Here's the pitch. Swing and miss on the big curveball. So Richardson had the big RBI hit his last at bat. He strikes out swinging that one from Jace Curley. 2 left stranded for McPherson, but they still hold the lead 9-2 after 3 innings.
The Fun 99 menu, always $1.90.
If you're going to wear jewelry, shouldn't it be as unique as you? At Wilson's Jewelers, they can bring your ideas to life. Wilson's can also put old stones in new pieces, or new stones in old pieces, or even just repair what you already love. Wilson's Jewelers brings quality service and old world craftsmanship to the area by learning from jewelry masters from around the world. For 30 years, Wilson's Jewelers has been family owned and operated. When it comes to your adornments, trust Wilson's Jewelers, your personal jeweler.
As we head to the top of the 4th inning. McPherson has themselves definitely high up in that catbird seat, trying to hold on, win this game. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan.
Leading off the 4th, for Paola designated hitter Jasper Logan.
Jasper Logan will lead it off here in this 4th inning for Paola.
Panthers going to need to start getting some of these runs back.
Yeah, to avoid any possible spread. Definitely will need to do that. Another big swing at a curveball, but missing from Jasper Logan, followed by Xander Meinig and Roman Barnes. Next one, hard hit over to third, taken, and throw is high. It's sailed. So right after I made my comments for the last inning for Stratham, and usually has some pretty good accuracy throwing across the diamond, but it doesn't happen there. But you'll take it if you're Paola. Jasper Logan will advance up to second on the throwing error.
Now you just need to get him over and get him home.
Center fielder Xander Meinig.
Yeah, that's one. You ask Stratham, he's going to tell you, I got to make that throw 10 out of 10 times. That's just a routine ground out. And said he threw it high.
Had plenty of time, too. I mean, that ball was struck well.
Razik left his feet trying to bring it down, but not high enough. It's now to Xander Meinig, 1 for 1, and now a throw that almost goes out into the outfield. Again, diving out to save it is Richardson. We saw McPherson kind of have a stint like this in the quarterfinal game against Tonganoxie, where the Chieftains were able to score their lone run of the game. It was an unearned run thanks to 2 throwing errors on this infield for McPherson, including then pitcher Ian Razik. And now you got the throwing error from third, and then that throw back to second, and nearly. If Richardson doesn't dive out for it, he goes out into the outfield and easily would allow Logan to go up to third base. Oh, 1 to Meinig, big curve, and that's in for a called strike 2. B looking for the first out here in the top of the 4th. Meinig trying to keep the line moving for the Panthers. Definitely would like to get 2 or 3 across here. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and miss. So far, 9 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Bullpups. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Panthers. Lion will now move down to Roman Barnes. So far in his first 2 games of this tournament, has collected 3 RBIs. He would like to make it 4 RBIs in 3 combined games. That runner over there at second. First pitch low and away, ball 1. Taking time, waiting to deliver, now does. Another one missing low, 2-0.
Panthers need base runners any way they can get them.
Yes, they do. Swung on and goes foul. Razek will track it down in foul ground. Nice little snag with the backhand, but goes foul, but oh. Little too nonchalant on the throw. Trying to get it back to Bede as good back up there over at third from Stratham. That's easy. That gets by Stratham. That allows Logan to go ahead and go up to third. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from Bede on the way. 3-1.
Curveball missing outside.
Three ones hit hard out into center. It's going to get down for a base hit. Seidel there to throw in. It's going to be cut off. Throw to the plate is not going to be in time, and it gets away from Allen. So now advancing up to second base. And Roman Barnes is in with an RBI single and going up to second on the throw.
Yeah, heads up play there by Roman. Well, there's one of them back.
Yep. There's no such thing as a 6-7 run swing in the sport, but the best way to, if you want to try to mount and make this comeback, is you just start with 1 swing, 1 run. That's all you can do.
The pitcher, Mason Stein.
Now the pitcher, Mason Stein, will bat. We did have a courtesy runner go in. That's Gannon Miller. Now over at second base, taking over for Roman Barnes, a courtesy runner for the pitcher. For the catcher, excuse me. The pitcher, Stein, takes first pitch called strike. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game for Paola. They've been able to cash in for 3 runs on those hits. 1 pitch swung on, fouled away up the third base side. Coach Brummer trying to make a barehanded snag, and it came close. Oh, 2 hard grounder. That's going to get by the diving glove of Stratham and out into left field. So all of a sudden, Paola is starting to mount some momentum here in the top of the 4th. Already 1 run across. Runners at the corners.
Only 1 out.
And 1 out. Yep.
The first baseman, David Mercer.
Now it's Mercer's chance to step in.
63 pitches for the game, 92 for the day.
So 63 pitches, 92 on the day for Bede. So his day is going to be coming to an end here fairly soon. First pitch, and Mercer swings at it out into left, charging, gets it in, and electing not to tag up. Everyone will stay put at first and third.
Yeah, that's a smart play. You got to play station to station when you're this far behind.
The shortstop, J.D. Troutman.
See if J.D. can put a charge in one here.
First pitch to him, and he doesn't swing, but it's in for a called strike on the big breaking curve.
They've been starting him with a breaking ball whole game.
Well, when you're batting on the season 434 into this tournament, you're not going to get anything that's very straight. As that one will go foul. Maybe there might have been a chance for Barnett to possibly track it down, but just too far out of his reach.
Well, there's a lot of foul ground here. Dean Evans.
Always what makes baseball so unique is no two fields are very much the same. The dimensions and everything are always going to be different. The depths of the foul ground or all that's going to be different as another one will be fouled out. Ooh, that gets somebody. Almost got somebody. A lady out there walking her dog out there in the grassed area. And if Fido would have had a say in it, probably would have wanted to take that ball home for his own little souvenir.
Yeah.
And that comes in, and they say it's going to get the elbow guard of Troutman. He initially, immediately looked back at the home plate umpire and said, that hit me, and the umpire agreed with him. Must have heard it nick across on his elbow guard.
The bases are loaded now.
Good spot here for Koslow, who pops it up on the first pitch and fouled away. Here on top of the canopy. And eventually it will trickle its way down here onto the field. There it is. Troutman at first, Stein at second, Miller, pinch runner for Roman Barnes at third. There's the 0-1 to Koslow. Skips, and Allen keeps it in front of him off the chest protector. Now you're going to feel like you really missed an opportunity here if you're Koslow and the Panthers with the bases loaded. Already one run across. I didn't think that would trip me up so much. So you would definitely love to find a way that if you can get two more in, you're going to be feeling a lot better and about your odds and chances as this game continues.
Yeah, you really need a timely hit right here. Well, the walker worked too.
One. So run is going to be walked in. And for Koslow, he'll be credited with an RBI.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned on the day for the pitcher Bede, he is now over the century mark. He got a good portion of those pitches in the first game on the day for him, the semi-final matchup with Rock Creek. And
yeah, he's done.
Got the start here, so he's being taken out of the game. Pitching change will be made, and we'll have it for you on the other side here on Paola Sports Live.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
My name is Dr. Claire Strode. I'm the owner and orthodontist here at Strode Orthodontics. You may run into me out at the soccer fields or out on the baseball diamonds. The things that I love most about orthodontics are when patients tell me how much they enjoy their smile and how much more confidence they have after having their treatment. We love serving the families and people here in South Johnson County and also surrounding areas. And I look forward to serving you and your family.
Changes were just made here for McPherson. Strathen, the third baseman, will take over. He is now the pitcher. Infield shuffled around. Doyle now over at third base. Richardson still at short. Binkson at second. Razak still over at first. Then the outfield, Becker out into left, filling in for Doyle. Now covering over at third base. And still Seidel in center and Barnett out in right. This has been the inning that you've been hoping for the entirety of this tournament, quite frankly, for Paola. 2 so far here in the top of the 4th inning. They led early in this game 2-0 and seen McPherson rattle off 9 unanswered. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. That's been a common theme in this game with runs scoring with 2 outs. At first pitch swinging and a grounder. Richardson will toss it over to second base to Bingston, and that will end this Panther rally here in the top of the 4th.
Leaving the bases loaded.
But they do get 2 in, so it is now a 9-4 ball game. Panthers feeling a little bit better about themselves. We head to the bottom of the 4th.
Struggling at school? Feeling like no one understands you? The stress and worry of growing up and life in general can truly feel overwhelming. You might feel like you can't or don't want to talk to your parents or friends. That's when you need an ally. The team at Allies Therapeutic Services is uniquely qualified to provide the support, guidance, and treatment for children and teens. With a wide range of therapies to meet you where you are. Everyone needs an ally. Learn more at alliestherapy.com.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. The first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Two more added, so 9-4 ball game. Paola trying to now rally, make this comeback, and he's finished this tournament on a high note. Sitting right now with the 1-1 overall record, the win in the quarterfinal against Clay Center and loss in the semifinal against Fort Scott. As the buses are starting to pull into the parking lot, and fans of both the Tigers and the Mustangs of Rock Creek are starting to get back in here into the stands. It's going to be a packed house for the state championship game. Again, you can watch that on YouTube for free over by our good friends in Duck Bait TV. Solid hit out into center. 1 pitch, 1 out.
The second baseman, Carter Benson.
Bankston back in, takes a first pitch called strike. Bankston in the middle of a 2-for-2 day. Love to stretch it to 3-for-3.
Oh.
Quick work here and
high and tight.
And not talking about the haircut. Curley came inside. Now breaking pitch trying to take him outside, but he doesn't chase it that either. 2-1. The old Buzz the Tower, as they would say. Comes inside again on the breaking pitch. 3-1.
Leadoff walk. No, I'm sorry. It's not a leadoff walk.
It's a 1-out walk.
It's a 1-out walk.
The batter away, potentially, from being a leadoff walk. But a walk nonetheless it is. Now for McPherson, they've been able to draw 5 walks in this game. Paola just 2. Next pitch, and now we see Curley having some trouble trying to hit the zone. All right, 0-for-1, has drawn a walk this game. Doyle on deck, and now this one hits him.
After scoring 2 runs, you don't want to do that to start this inning, but it is what it is, so hopefully they can roll 2 and get out of it.
And control just continues to be a problem for all pitchers of Paola. We've seen just about every single one. They go up to the mound and they try to kick aside some of those rubber pellets. So I don't know if it's an issue with that, with their plant foot, and it's throwing them off mechanical-wise, or what the issue could be.
Yeah, they're struggling to find the zone.
It is. First and second here for McPherson and Doyle, 1-for-1. A walk, a 1 RBI. It is worth noting with this 9 spot put up, this is the most runs scored in this tournament by any team. No one coming into this third place game had scored more than 4 runs.
Could be a sign the pitching's getting worn down.
And this is the first case of where you have 2 teams playing, where the teams are playing 2 times in the same day. Obviously, yesterday everybody played once and then rested overnight, came back. Paola played the first game starting at 11 o'clock, and they've had some time to rest, get off their feet. For McPherson, they played the game after that against Rock Creek, and they rolled right into this game. I mean, not right away. They gave them 25, 30 minutes to kind of reprieve themselves. Here goes the runner for third, and he's in safe, and the runner will go up to him first to second as well. It's Barnett. Bankston, the runner, now going over to third.
The old double steal.
So when you factor that in, too, that could potentially like just overall fatigue and being worn down. And, I mean, this is the end of the road of the season, so you've had 20-plus games in the regular season, 2 games at regionals, and then quarterfinal game yesterday. It's been a long season for all parties involved. Little jam shot, and coming off the mound, an underhand toss over to first. That will just go ahead and surrender the run. That Doyle does his job nonetheless, gets that run in to score, and it is our double-digit spot put up here for McPherson, 10-4. For anyone that might know radio code, I believe 10-4 is a way of saying like copy or I hear you or okay or something like that. I don't know. Oh, 1 eye level upstairs.
Roman getting a workout.
Yes. That's right.
Got that breaking ball to get over the plate.
Curley so far 2 runs given up on 2 hits, both earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Close pitch to take on a 2-strike count, but he does anyways. It goes to even at 2. McPherson has just had a way of scoring runs with 2 outs. Another run, 11th of the game, 90 feet away, 2 out in the inning, and we will go to a full count. Play off to Huggard, out into right, drifting back on it, and able to bring it in out in right field is Koslow. 4 in the books here in the third place game for a state baseball championship tournament. Your score, McPherson 10, Paola 4.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Panther fans can find us at 310 North Hospital Drive in Paola or 913-294-3713. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Stupid Go Brawley internet.
Go Brawley allows you complete control over internet usage for all devices in your home from anywhere, as it should be. Visit GoBrawley.com to learn more.
Back here, 10-4 ball game, top of the 5th. You've been watching Panthers State Baseball on Paola Sports Live, presented by Go Brawley Internet. Go Brawley, it just works. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan here. And after this game concludes, that'll finally put a wrap on the 2024-25 sports broadcast season for us here on Paola Sports Live and across the rest of our Varsity Sports Live network channels. And so thankful for everyone that has followed along with us in our coverage all season long. And
it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. Look forward to being back next year. Here we go with Stratham back out on the bump. He replaced Logan Bede, who exceeded his pitch count limit on the day. Towards the back end of the extra innings game against Rock Creek, and then getting the start here in this one. 100-plus pitches for him. Stratham moving over from third, now onto the bump, and he throws a called strike here to Jace Curley. Jace Curley, 0 for 2. Followed by Jasper Logan, who's on deck, also 0 for 2 today, and the designated hitter. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count.
Big swing and miss. Got a fastball to his liking, but just missed it.
Another swing and miss strikeout. So Curley will be sent back to the dugout. Jasper Logan will step in next.
Designated hitter Jasper Logan.
Pair tandem many times that we've called over on the football field, and I just can't help but think as we're sitting here, it's the final days of May, and we're going to be rolling into June, and I know for a lot of these kids, multiple across all these teams here that we've seen in Salina, multi-sport athletes, and if you're a football player too, I mean, if you're here in Salina, you're playing in this tournament, then you turn around, and I know training camps and stuff, I mean, they start like next week or the week after, so it is a lightning quick turnaround for some of these guys. Obviously for the seniors, that could be the same for them if they're playing collegiate football somewhere, but definitely for the returning sophomores and juniors and even freshmen if they are, is quite the turnaround.
That was a defensive swing there.
Yes, it was. Logan nearly doing a full 360 on that swing, but just able to get a piece. Now the 1-2 gets that time. Grounded over to third, and throw across is in time from Doyle. 2 out here in the Paola half the 5th. There's definitely no need for the Panthers as it sits here now. You've down to your last 7 outs on the season. There's no next game or anything after here. And being down 6 runs, you're facing the number 1 overall seeded Bullpups, who got upset in the semifinal against Rock Creek.
Just relax and have fun.
Exactly. No need to put any amount of pressure or stress on yourselves. Just go out, have fun, and
let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly. Fouled off and might have got a piece of him. Now 1 and 2. Both teams for the championship game, Fort Scott and Rock Creek, just continue to wait along patiently. This has by far been the highest scoring game of the tournament, and that is a called strike 3 to send Xander Mining back to the dugout. So the Panthers continue the pattern of no runs and odd innings right now, just 2 runs apiece in all the even innings. 10-4 remains the score. Head to the bottom of the 5th when we return.
Hi, I'm Katie Casey, and I'm honored to be a third-generation realtor in our Crown Realty family. My dad and grandparents started Crown Realty in 1973, and since then we have grown to become one of the largest brokerages in the Midwest. We now have 8 office locations and over 150 agents covering about 20 counties across Kansas and Missouri. Reach out to us today to experience the Crown Realty difference, where we are committed to treating our agents like family and our clients like royalty.
For 50 years, Elliott Group has been your local insurance partner. With 5 convenient locations, Elliott Group is big enough to offer the best carriers, but small enough to know your name and your insurance needs. Elliott Group is more than just insurance. They're a part of each community they serve, with a wide variety of insurance solutions to help your unique challenges. Elliott Group, where they're there for you today and for years to come. Visit them at any of their 5 locations or at ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Bottom of the 5th inning. This game continues to roll along for McPherson, holding on to that 6-run lead and is trying to close this game out. By the time this game continues at the pace that it's on, when the championship game comes on, we're going to have to turn the lights on in this place.
I think they will see the lights before that one's over.
Well, definitely before it's over.
Yeah.
Might need them for the start of it.
Could
just be. At the 6 o'clock hour here at Dean Evans Stadium. And this is the 20th tournament here at the Class 4A State Baseball and Softball Championships have been hosted here in Salina, Kansas. Now back into the net, early 0-2 count. As we continue in our press box to battle an infestation of flies. I don't know where they are coming from.
I know.
But they are here and
making their presence known.
My goodness. 1 ball, 2 strike now. Of all the things that I least expected to have to fend off and deal with during the broadcast here at State, that fly is up there. Called strike 3. Nice big breaking curve from Curley as he got him looking there. Brody Seidel will step in now. 1 out in the McPherson half of the 5th. Six in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the 4th for McPherson. 1-0 pitch, just misses the zone, now 2-0. I mentioned before break, Paola has only scored in even-numbered innings, so 2 in the second, 2 in the 4th, have been scoreless in all odd innings, 1, 3, 5.
Yeah, they're going to need to make it happen this next half inning.
So if history tells you anything, the 6th is... that's going to be it. Ball 4 there. Runner will go up, then Seidel to first base. Out to this order once again. This is the 4th time through the batting order for McPherson. Seidel still 1 for 3 on that last one. Carter Allen will give it a try. 2 for 3 day for him. 4 RBIs. Seidel trying to go up to second, and he's in safely.
He stole that on the pitcher. Yeah, a huge jump. There he goes for
Go
third,
for
too.
a third. Here's the throw, and he's in safe there as well.
Well, he picked a good pitch to go on. It was in the dirt.
Don't tell McPherson that they're up 6 runs.
Yeah, they're just being really aggressive.
Brody Seidel active on the base pass. He steals back-to-back bases. From first to third he goes, 90 feet at a time. Here's the 0-2 above the helmet. So if memory still serves me right, the only thing I could be thinking about, where the lead is currently 6, and if McPherson wants to be aggressive, and they can play 4 here in the bottom of the 5th, via the spread, that should end this game, because I believe it is 15 after 3, 10 after 5. Which they still play by those rules here at the state tournaments. That, I mean, to me, unless, I mean, you just want to be active and steal the bases, but he does come in and hit him. And Carter Allen, little gingerly, will make his way up to first base.
He's not wearing that protective cover on his arm.
I figured you would applaud him for that, Denny.
Yeah, I'm old school.
The old school ball player in you.
It's like I understand why they use the oven mitts and, all that's great, but Ricky Henderson, the greatest base stealer of all time, didn't wear one.
Yeah, but how many more bases could he have stolen with the mitt? That's the question you got to ask.
I really don't know. He's still the all-time major league leader.
I can see it now. Somebody bringing it to him in the dugout, and he's saying, "Ricky don't need no mitt.
Yep.
Ricky steal bases just fine." He always talked about himself in the third person.
He
for those
did.
that might not know.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would have said. Ricky don't need a mitt. George Brett used pine tar. He never used a batting glove either.
George Brett and pine tar. There's nothing much more there that can be talked about, I bet.
Another Yankee reference.
Another Yankee reference. Oh, you're talking about a Reggie Jackson comment made back earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about that, where he was fined $9,000 for not wearing sunglasses, and they also suspended him for 5 games. So that turned out to be a pretty expensive boo-boo for old Reggie, Mr. October.
Yeah, it was a story where it ended up he lost a fly ball in the sun, not wearing the sunglasses, like mentioned, fined $9,000, and then like you and I learned, in between our games, was suspended 5 games.
Yeah.
So a walk there, 4-pitch walk. Bases are loaded once again for McPherson.
It's on the way.
Seen multiple pitchers into this game for Paola, and potentially could see another change. Already 3. We started with Jasper Logan, then we went to Mason Stein, and we're currently with Jace Curley. And it looks like Mercer, he is the one making his way into the dugout. More. Well, let's
number 30.
See, yeah. So Carter Kalk, number 30, is going to be brought into the game. It appears he is going to be the pitcher.
Supposed to be 88 tomorrow.
For Carter Kalk is fairly limited this season.
Well, he's not going into pitch.
Okay.
He's going to first base, I believe.
I got you now. Take just 3 innings of work for him on the year. It'd be quite a spot to bring him into in this game and in this situation.
No, I think it should be Ethan and Gavin trying to get their.
Still Jace Curley, the pitcher, number 1. Outfield is shifted over to their left, our right, for us here and for you folks watching it at home.
He'll be fine after.
Not the most surprising, Ian Razak being the batter and left-handed hitter. (1-0) from Curley, high and outside, now 2-0.
Not sure how many pitchers Paola would have left.
They have their pitchers that you can go to because you can, if you wanted, you could go J.D. Troutman in this game. You could go like Koslow, Carter Kalk, Race Hauser.
Well, they have a plethora
of
pitchers.
Now, the further down that list you go, the less and less innings. That, with Hauser, just an inning and a third. Kalk, 3 innings. Koslow, 5 1/3. So, but if needed, they are there and able to perform in a pinch. And how about this coming down the line and scoring?
Wow.
So it was a strikeout at the plate. Barnes was throwing back to his pitcher, Curley, and coming down the line from third to score.
Well, Curley turned his back.
Yeah. Caught him napping.
Steal of home.
Brody Seidel, yeah. He can tell that story forever about how he stole home at the state tournament.
Yep. (11-4). It's only fitting when we were talking about Ricky Henderson for a few moments that we get a steal. It's probably
of home.
my fault.
1-0 gets the zone called strike. I can only wonder with the way that how MLB has kind of tweaked some things to make stealing maybe a little easier or more prominent, as that's foul tip, as both runners were going for McPherson. The way for pitchers, like I believe they can only throw over to first maybe 2 or 3 times, and after that you can't do it anymore.
All right.
I wonder how many more stolen bases he would have, Ricky Henderson would have if he played today.
Especially if you give him that mitt.
There you go. That's it. One, two, swung on. That's out into the air. Kalk giving pursuit, and it actually bounces off the top of the fence right on the beam. So it didn't go over the fence or it didn't stay in the yard. It perfectly bounced right on top of the fence. And
you see the shade starting to creep towards home plate now.
Mm-hmm. So here before long, batters are going to be kind of caught in that weird paradox of going to be in the shade when the pitch is coming in. Runners go again, hit hard over on the right side, taken and thrown over to first in time. So only just 1 run added on the bases loaded scenario for McPherson on the steal from home for Brody Seidel. It's now 11-4, heading to the 6th here at Dean Evans.
Looking for a taste of home-cooked goodness and a welcoming hometown atmosphere? Look no further than Circle C Cafe in Paola. Indulge in mouth-watering breakfast that'll jumpstart your day, or savor the hearty lunches with farm-fresh ingredients that'll make your taste buds dance. Circle C Cafe, where delicious food and friendly faces come together. Stop in and see them at 1305 Baptiste in Paola. Circle C Cafe, hometown flavors, hometown pride. Find them at facebook.com/Circle C Cafe.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Rusty Walters in Paola today at 913-294-2737.
So you can now make it 4 straight half innings where McPherson has been able to plate a run in. They now lead it 11-4. 6 in the second, 3 in the third, and 1 in the fourth and fifth. Still Stratham out there on the bump for the Bullpups. Brought on in relief for Logan Bead, who met his pitch count limit for the day. Spread across 2 games. The semifinal game with Rock Creek, and then here in the third place game against these Paola Panthers, who, again, as the history and the pattern would tell you, of their 4 runs, it's been 2 apiece in the second and the fourth, and then held scoreless in odd innings. So here in the 6th,
time to get it done.
This is time to happen. Just need your everyday run-of-the-mill 7 or 8 spot, or even more if you can get it. A chance to do damage. Next pitch low and away is outside. 1 ball, 2 strike. And the 1-2 is swung on and fouled back to the net. Is the bottom of the order with Barnes, Stein, and Mercer due up for Paola. There's been so much shuffling around with this, with the positions and stuff for Paola. It's almost like everyone that had their starting position at the start of the game is not playing there anymore. Almost, it feels like, at least. Little liner, that's going to be brought in by Brock Richardson out at short for the first out. Mercer now the DH. He was out and he was over at first base. Stein was, I believe, over at third. He's now found his way to second, was also a pitcher. Barnes has still been the catcher. Meinig still in center. We started with Ryan Hauser out in left field. It is now Jasper Logan who's out there. Jace Curley started at first base. He is now the pitcher, filling in for the other starting pitcher. Jasper Logan was relieved by Mason Stein. Lothan still at third, Cosso still at right, and Troutman still at short. So really decent amount of shuffling around, but not too terrible much. 0-2, can't get him looking. Solid contact, but right at him and left is Becker. 2 up, 2 down here for Paola in the 6th. And Carter Kalk will step in and get an extra rowdy roar from that Paola dugout. Making his first appearance, his first at-bat.
Get a hit,
state
young
tournament.
man.
278 average on the year, 5 hits, 2 RBIs.
Let's get number 6 right here, partner.
Swings and misses at the first pitch. And part of the heavily loaded senior class here in Paola. His 19th at-bat of the season. Takes a nasty breaking pitch there for strike 2. And strikes out. So the swing and miss as Stratham had him chasing on that low and away breaking pitch. And for Paola, when they come to the plate next time, they'll be down for the last 3 outs. The question is, what will the deficit be? It's still at 7. McPherson will try to add on in the bottom of the 6th. 11-4 ball game. Here from Dean Evans.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Olathe Health, we perform cutting-edge surgical procedures because changing lives with innovative care drives us, one patient at a time. Olathe Health, advanced healthcare, advancing lives.
If you're off your game because of pain or injury, turn to Olathe Health because orthopedics is our game. Joint repair and replacement, chronic conditions and injuries, hand surgery, sports medicine. Make an appointment today.
Final chance for McPherson. Want to add on any additional insurance runs before we headed to the top of the 7th. The Panthers down 7 runs. Taking on this McPherson team. They were the number 1 seed of the tournament. Were upset. Well, I mean, by seeding wise, they were upset by Rock Creek. The Mustangs a 5 seed, but
they were pretty evenly matched.
Rock Creek being the reigning, defending champions of the tournament from a year ago. And considering that they had played McPherson earlier in the year and had beat them 1-0. So that is the 4th loss of the year for this Bullpup squad, and half of those losses have come courtesy of those Rock Creek Mustangs.
They're a tough squad.
They are, and that puts them on that collision course in the title game with the Tigers of Fort Scott. Will be on the verge and looking as Curley gets the strike out there looking for the Tigers and be on the looking for their first state championship in the now 35 years of the program.
You're going to have the work cut out for them.
No doubt about it. And our good friend at Duckbait TV, Tony Abady, and his crew, they will have the coverage of the state title game live here on YouTube for free. So if you're interested in just wanting to watch along, as that last pitch came in and hit him on the elbow guard, so up to first he'll go. Hey, if you're just a fan of high school baseball or just good baseball in general, that state title game, if you have nothing else better to do, it's going to be a good one to watch. I know probably you and I'll turn it on over our radio as we head back home after this game concludes. We'll listen along or watch along with our ears, as I like to put it. Huggard in, swings at the first pitch and into shallow right, but able to make the play and the throw over in time is Stein. To count over at first base. Quickly 2 out here for McPherson. It does allow the runner to move up an additional 90 feet.
The pitcher, Case Strathman.
So now to Stratham. 1 for 2 day for him. Batting 9th in this order. Awaiting the first pitch from Curley, and here it is. Over to Troutman. Takes it, throw on the run. Nicely done for the Fort Scott Community College commit, J.D. Troutman. So a quick, brisk bottom of the 6th inning as we head to the 7th. Panthers in need of some Panther magic. We'll see if they can make it happen. Top of the 7th coming up here on the other side.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. The first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367. Bringing the law to your corner. That's Hartley Law Group. Attorney Jerry Hartley and her staff are dedicated to working for the results you want and to help you determine what actions you can take. Specializing in criminal defense, family law, guardianship and adoption, estate planning, probate, and trust litigation. To learn more, call 913-294-4512 or visit HartleyLawGroupLLC.com. The choice of a law firm and attorney are important decisions and should not be based solely on advertisements or websites.
Final chance here for the Panthers. They're down 11-4 to the top-seeded McPherson Bullpups. McPherson had won back-to-back state titles in 2022, 2023, missed qualifying for the tournament last year. We're back this year, all eyes on getting back to winning their third title in the last 4 years. It was stung off, cut short by the Rock Creek Mustangs, defending state champions. And now they've here in this third place game and build up a 7-run lead against Paola. So the Panthers, with no tomorrow, final chance, final at-bats of the season coming up. As we, very fitting, we'll go to the top of the order, Troutman, Koslow, and Lothan. That one is fouled away. JD made a nice play on the put out to end the bottom of the sixth. Fielded the grounder on the run, made the throw, momentum bringing him into the infield, and still delivered a dime over to first base. 1-1 pitch in for called strike two on the curve. And I know since you and I, we also helped some coverage at Johnson County Community College, and whenever I see the Cavaliers playing the Greyhounds, as Troutman slings that into left, drifting back to bring it in for the first out, I will always be on the lookout for JD.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing for Fort Scott, and I'll know who he is.
Absolutely.
Just by watching him at the plate.
Yep.
Who looks like Bobby Wood Jr.? That must be JD Troutman.
Yeah.
On him,
He's a good one.
We'll see Meinig and Koslow and Loth and all these guys, you know, through Highland and Neosho. They all will come through Johnson County Community College. Also 0 for 2 in the game and nearly avoided the hit by pitch there. That one ran inside. Panthers down to the last 2 outs of the season.
Whoa.
Next pitch. Oh, nearly.
That one got away from him. Just a bit inside.
It's a great reference there. To a pitch called strike. The great Bob Euchre. You don't make him as much and great as great Bob Euchre. God rest his soul. Mr. Baseball, as they called him.
Yeah.
The stories that he could tell. Strike three looking.
Long-time announcer for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Got the call last year where the Brewers were initially looked like that they were a team that wasn't bound for the postseason. They had a good rally late into the summer and into the early fall. They qualified and made a run to the division series and got eventually upset by the Mets, but it gave what we now know for Bob Euchre his final chance to call playoff baseball. So it was great that he got a chance to do that.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-0. Called strike again on that curve from Stratham.
Stratham's got that hook working. Whoa.
And that's
foul
off
ball.
the bat. That's a foul ball. So we actually saw this happen. We saw this happen yesterday where.
Yeah. But it went into fair territory.
It did. It went behind the batter. It went off his bat and into fair play. I believe it was McPherson against Tonganoxie that it happened. And it is swung on and missed by Lothan, and that is the ball game. So Paola, tough day here in day 2 of the tournament. But no matter how you want to slice it up, at the end of it all, they are still solidified themselves as one of the top 4 teams in all of Kansas high school 4A baseball, and that is nothing
Nope.
slump your shoulders on at all.
Basketball, they'll make you up T-shirts for making the Final Four.
Exactly. They have a big promotional being around here in the Final Four. So I know it's a disappointing outcome for this group, especially this tight-knit group of seniors that were hoping to make one last run, trying to get back to the state title game for the first time in 11 seasons. But
yeah, nonetheless, really a great season.
yeah, and this was a field in Class 4A that 1 through 8 were all very, very good teams. And I know what you could be thinking, well, it's a state tournament. Of course, you're going to have the good teams. Well, usually there's the real contenders, and then there's everybody else. This year, the list of contenders, you went through 1 all the way through 6. Let me just put it this way. When McPherson is the 1 overall seed and Rock Creek is the 5, and everybody in between, Paola being in there as the 3, even Tonganoxie as the 8 seed. That's a salty 8 seed. This was a loaded tournament, and there was a lot of great talent that Paola faced from Clay Center in the opening rounds. Cole Platson, the Oklahoma State signee, and the Tigers gave the Panthers as much trouble as they wanted in the quarterfinals. You faced Lennox Van and the Fort Scott Tigers getting ready to play in the championship game in the semifinal, and then you come here in the 3rd place game and you face a McPherson squad, number 1 overall seed, who took out some frustrations after being upset and beaten in extra innings. You know, that's a great ball team. All the teams here are great, including Paola. So I think and I hope that the loss is going to sting for them, obviously, but I hope that they can look back and realize that what they've been able to do on a consistent basis, nonetheless, too. It's been great, and eventually one of these days they are going to get over the hump. They will be in the state championship game, and they will get it done, and they will give Coach Brummer that thing that's kind of been eluding him all this time of he's got everything. I mean, he's had 100 career wins at Paola, 150 just overall coaching career wins, and all these regional titles and 3rd place finishes and everything. It just needs that big state title, as now they're coming out. They're going to award the medals for both the teams. So again, Paola not going to leave empty-handed here on this tournament. Give the final box score here. 11 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors for McPherson, 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Paola. It will, as they continue to hand the medals out here. And then before we wrap up our coverage here on Paola Sports Live, just your final thoughts and takeaways from our 2 days being spent here at Dean Evans Stadium.
Well, like you said, partner, we saw a lot of good baseball played. This was the only game that we've seen in the entire tournament where more than 4 runs have been scored. So we've seen some outstanding pitching, some clutch hitting, just great baseball. It's been a lot of fun.
The 15 combined runs in this game is more runs that were scored in the entire quarterfinal round.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it was high explosive play from the start, and to mention many factors that could have played into that. But it ends McPherson 11 and Paola 4. Again, if you want to watch the Fort Scott and Rock Creek championship game, that'll be coming up in about 30 minutes from now, you can tune in to Duck Bait TV on YouTube. The Fort Scott crew, they will have you covered on that championship game, and that's going to do it for us here on Paola Sports Live. So thank you guys that's been joining along with us over the past 2 days in the entirety of this season. We cannot thank you enough. We look forward to bringing you more coverage of Panther athletics in 2025 and in 2026 school year and sports seasons as well. Thank you all again. Alongside Dennis Drennan, I'm Dylan Funk signing off for one final time this year. Everybody have a great summer, and we will see you next time here on your home for Panther Athletics, Paola Sports Live.